All right. Hello, everybody. It seems like you cannot yet hear the music, so let me turn that up. Yeah. So, still having a little bit of trouble breathing today. So, we're going to see how far we get to go today. If I devolve into a coughing fit at some point, we're probably going to call the stream a little bit early. But, I'm excited to get back into Sisters. This brush is harder than I thought it was going to be. I'm going to have to dry it well, though. I wanted to get all the dust off so we could get started here. All right. On the Sister Superior, and I'm accidentally making her a little bit wet, which I don't want to do at all. I'm going to make that fun. How is it ad time, Nightbot? The stream literally just started. Sounds good. Well, all right. We just brush off all that dust just to make sure we don't have, I understand, any dust that's going to get in the way. And now we got to brush off that water because we do not want any surface to be wet before we start painting. That is not ideal. There's also a tiny little bit of hair just on the inside here that looks like cat hair. Got attached to it there. I use Momotaro's sword here to just pull that free. There we go. Alright. I'm going to try and mute every time I cough, but I may not get it every time. And I'm probably going to cough a lot, so. Lobster, very nice. Alright. So you should be able to see what we're working on here. I'm probably going to bring the camera a little bit closer as we work on it here, so that you should be able to see what we're doing a little better. Lobster's tasty. All right. As we have before, I think we're going to start with our primary color, which is the black. Though, as you can see with this Superior, we have a lot more... probably got to turn off the autofocus again on this thing. Funny, because between the two streams, I have to have the autofocus on different settings. There we go. So as you can see, this Superior has a lot more options with her special bolt pistol and her wonderful power sword. We're going to make that power sword look really nice. I have the Machiavellian green. We're going to go through some colors. I just dropped a bunch of stuff. We're going to go through some colors and see which one looks best for that sword. But for now, we're going to get started with the Abaddon Black, like we always do. The Black Templar, sorry, not Abaddon Black. That's a different color. Different color entirely. All right. We have a fresh palette here, and we are just going to get started right away here. My hand is shaking a pretty good amount today, so I'm hoping not to make too many mistakes because of it. I almost called off the stream tonight because I knew my hands were going to be shaking because of my breathing, and I didn't want to mess up the paint. But I think, as long as we're careful, I think we can manage it. We don't want to mess with the sleeve too much. It helps that these contrast paints just really pop right away. Bring that fan up a little bit over here. All right. Let's get her back. We're going to get a little bit more paint. Palette. A little bit on the leave there, but the red should cover it up for the most part. Backpack. Okay. We can do this. Not about being perfect, it's about a steady hand, which I don't have right now, but I can get close to a steady hand by utilizing the side of the paint handle here to help stabilize it. Like I said, I don't know how long we're going to go tonight. If I wind up having too bad of a coughing fit, we might call it early. But I appreciate everybody that comes to hang out for these streams and everybody that watches the VODs later. Alright. Get the leg here. I did not want to get that, but I didn't even notice it was there. So I'll come back over that later with some white primer and make that pop a little. Did not even notice that was there on the kneecap. I guess nobody else will now either. Got a little thicker there. Don't really want it to. I have some of the other ones I've noticed. Like this one turned out pretty good, but some of the other ones have some white from the primer that's starting to leak through, which tells me that I didn't get it thick enough on there. All right, I gotta be really careful here. Okay, there we go. I think this brush is starting to give way. Might have to replace it soon. You made Liberty Prime? Nice. We're just gonna give that a little extra. Go. Make that pop a little more. Still have to do the gauntlets, but I think I might actually change brushes. I think this brush is a little too scattered right now. Be able to work. I got a tip back. Okay. Did you have preferable to you to come you? Liberty Prime's pretty great. Alright, let's go for the gauntlets. Alright, I'm sure you can see how bad my hands are shaking there. Also, before anybody panics, like, I'm okay. It's just, I'm a really bad asthmatic, and whenever I have a hard time breathing, I shake a lot. So it makes it kind of difficult to do. Didn't even realize I was off camera there. Makes it kind of difficult to do small motor function stuff. There was a part of me that almost switched us back over to a building stream tonight. But no, the show must go on. Yep. I mean, you do you, Roxanne, but I'm not gonna start talking that way. That's all I'm saying. But you do you. All right. So now we just need to get this foot down here and the helmet, and then we should be good on the black. That's true. It very much would. It very much would. Can do it once just to mess with Rungert and see what he says. Alright. Let's see. I think it's just helmet to go. What did we do for the bottom of the helmet? We did do the bottom of the helmet in black. Okay. Alright. Oh, we gotta do the shoulder pads too, actually. Back into the camera tray. Can be plans for Monday? Nice. I will not say a word. Alright, that's one shoulder pad just about done. Okay. Now for the other shoulder pad. Sometimes he washes them, yeah. Sometimes he's busy with something that can't. So hard to say. Clarify, I do not blame him when he's busy. Life is a busy thing, and I don't get to watch him while he's live normally. On Wednesdays. Alright. Skim the bottom of that helmet. Okay. Alright. Now comes the tough part. Getting the back of the helmet with this brush that no longer wants to keep a tip. Okay. Here we go. Whoa, we did it. All right. Okay. We're going to put just a little bit of a spattering of black on the front here of the bolt pistol, the auto cross bolt pistol. No, we're going to do something really special with that. I'm excited for that. I have some plans for it. Put a little bit of that on there just to make that pop a little more. A little spattering of that, and then the Basilicanum Gray will go over the top. All right. Let's change brushes. Let's change colors. And we'll get back to work on her. It's time to do our reds. And we're going to start with the hardest part, which is the eyes. I'm going to mute real quick for a second, chat. Sorry, my sinuses are going crazy, and I really did not want you to hear me blow my nose. All right. We're trying to match old girl here. I have a specialty brush that I should be able to just dab the tip of in red. Not fan. Nope, don't want to fan it. Want to bring the tip together here. I think it might be too wide for that. But I prepared backups. This one. Dip the tip of it in the red and hit the eyes. That's my plan. How well that works, we'll see. But that's my plan. Hand. That's way too much on the one eye and too much on the other. I'm just no good with eyes, apparently. Again, it wouldn't really be a problem if I had a good white paint to cover it, but what I've decided I'm going to have to do is get white primer, white brush on primer, and brush it on, but nowhere near me had stock right now, so I'm going to get some white brush on primer and just brush on some white primer to cover all that red that we've messed up now. Alright, well, let's finish our reds. I felt like that's probably how that was going to happen, but there was only one way to find out. And that was to try it. I have yet to be able to successfully paint any of their eyes, so I felt like that was probably going to be the way of it. But I looked at a bunch of different white paints that I thought might do the job. And ultimately, it looks like spray-on primer is probably going to be the best bet. This red really does make these sleeves pop, though. The face is an amalgamation, but, you know, at least from a distance, it looks good. All right, so next up is the other red, the Flesh Tears red, for the big dress. We're going to change brushes again. I say dress, it's the skirt. We're going to clean those well later. Go with this filbert. I think will give us a really nice effect. All right. Of course, this red is a lot more deep. I like it. I like it a lot. I kind of wish I'd painted my Blood Angels in this color, but it's far too late now. I have far too many of them painted to change the color scheme now. But I think it looks really nice when it wells together. And I love the way it looks weathered afterwards. I think it makes for a pretty nice swath of color on the model. Having a different color red in there too just really helps make the red sleeves and the red skirt pop. It's not a skirt, it's like a cloak. I keep calling it wrong, but well, I didn't mean to get it on there, but we're already making mistakes. Let's just make more, I guess. Okay, this is gonna be tough. Whoa. Did it. We got a little bit of red on there, but that's okay. I think the snakebite leather will cover that up. That was a tough spot to get. This one here is going to be tough too, because there's actually two belts there. All right, we got a little bit too much in there in the middle. See if we can. There we go. Now we just got to go back over the spots. Wash it through so it doesn't look like that one spot is thicker than the rest by too much. Alright. A little bit more right there. Okay. I'm still so mad about the face. Get the inside of the cloak here. Already a spot on the head I didn't put enough contrast either. You can see it starting to wear off and chip. That hair back up again. At some point, chat, I'm probably going to cap out tonight. We're going to have to call it early, but right now I'm good, and we'll keep going. Just giving you advance warning. That is probably going to happen. Alright. Not the best that I could have done, but it's pretty good. All these little tiny spots. There we go. Okay. Alright, I think we do the gold next, and we're going to go back to our smallest brush, because it would have been a lot easier in some of those parts with a smaller brush. Alright. Just may need to replace this guy. This is the spotter. I thought I had 2 of every brush, but I might not. So I don't think I have a second spotter. I do have a second spotter. It's just bigger. I think I like the smaller. This is the set that I was recommended, and they were on sale, so I bought them. Okay. All right. Let's go with... Where's my snakebite leather? Here it is. Let's go with snakebite leather next. I think that'll be the next one that'll really make it pop. And then we'll go for Nazarick yellow for the gold. Love snakebite leather. I'm a little concerned the brush might still be too wet, so we're going to get a little bit more paint on there. Yeah, there's that dark color we're looking for. All right. So, we're going to let that go on nice and thick. There's a snake in my boot. Pretty much. That snake was snakebite leather, I wouldn't even complain. Because it just looks so good when it goes on there. Do see one area we're going to come back through with some red, though, already. Let's get the bands. I'm sure we're going to have touch-up to do, though. We always do have touch-up to do. Belt in there. That's a grenade, so that'll hit to be Basilicanum Gray. We got us a pouch right there. That won't be Basilicanum Gray. We got 2 bands right here. Band right there. And a band right there. And then we've got the sheath, which we're going to do up nice like this. And then we're going to come back with the gray and grab the end of the sheath, just to really make it pop. This is a sheath for a power sword, you know, it's got to be special. Alright. And this is where I was talking about doing something a little bit special. I'm going to take this snakebite leather and I'm going to put some of it for this auto crossbow top here. I think it's really going to make this pop. And we'll come back over most of the mechanisms with the gray. But it should really make that open part of that pop on the model. Which again, that's my main goal, is to make the stuff really shine, you know? Welcome back, Will. We're going to get just a little bit more. Put it right in there. There. The underside. There. There. Alright, I think that's good with snakebite leather. We're going to go ahead and grab the red. And we're going to fix up the red. Flesh Tears red real quick. And then we're going to switch to the gold. Doing pretty good on time. I'm holding together pretty well. We should maybe be able to finish this lady tonight. We're actually pretty close to being done with her already. Alright, a little bit of Flesh Tears red. So right here, intersection right here is supposed to be red. And then on her back right here, there's a whole section right there that didn't get made red. Should have. Oh, that was really weird. OBS freaked out for a second there. Looks like we're still alive, though. That was really strange. Alright, I think that's all the touch-up red I needed to do. Got a little too much red right then, but I'm not going to worry about it too much because it just makes it look like her sash, her belts are covered in blood. We'll go back over it a little bit with some snakebite leather. Just real quick. I'm getting good at that. Nope, snakebite, there it is. White leather. Touch of that. A little bit more. Daub it over that. Look a little more murky. Daub it over that. Just to make those shine a little bit more in there. All right, I think next we do the gold, and then we do the gray. This is the arm cam now, chat. I'll start up a new website called Only Arms. We're just going to play arms on there all day long. No Switch game. Ad time? Right when I tell a joke, too. Welcome back. All right. I believe this brush is starting to fall apart, which is a shame. Been a good brush, but I noticed earlier it was acting weird. Let's actually do this in just a little bit of gold instead. Might still come back over it with some. Yeah, a little bit late there, Nightbot. Only armored core. It'd be a pretty cool sight. Right, we're gonna do the wings of the sword here in gold. Do the pommel in gold. We're going to do the actual hilt of the sword in gray. We're going to do the fuller of the sword in gray. Leave the skull white. Yeah. Let's do these gold. You already know what you're going to say? Nice. All right. Let's move to the gray. I'm going to try and fix my brush. But I do believe that we have put it through its paces over the last, what, 12 episodes? There's 11 episodes of this? Brush is the main brush that we use, and it's starting to show its age a little bit. All right. Let's get the gray in here. We got a lot of stuff I want to use gray for. Now, if only my hand can stay calm enough for it. Hopefully the blue will override most of that. Don't want it too wet. I kind of just want it to pop a little bit there. This in gray. Middle of this in gray. A little bit of gray down here to the bottom of this. I do believe you're probably going to tell them to hurry up. All right, we're going to get the hilt in gray. All right, then it's time for the bolt, auto bolt pistol. Like I said, I'm okay, chat. Just really low on air today. Some coughing fits like that are going to happen. I'm holding out a lot better than I thought I would, to be honest with you. I didn't think we'd get this far tonight. Let's just go ahead and take a hit off this. All right. Now let's finish this gun. Edges of this in that Basilicata gray. Call in the medic. Medic! Not much they can do other than just tell me rest. Medic! I used to play so much TF2 back in the day. Need a medic bag. I wish I had one like in video games where you just throw it on the ground and people just get better. Covers whatever problem they got. Whatever it is, they just get back to full HP. Pretty great. We are actually almost done with her. Get that grenade right there. You can just barely make out that she's got on her waist. And just like always, we're going to put some gray spikes. Get lost in the sauce here. Make them pop a little bit. Okay. So now... we got a pretty rough looking, if only, right? We got a pretty rough looking auto crossbow, but I kind of like it. I like the different colors that all bleed together to make it look like it's been in the mud. It's been in the muck, you know? Put a little bit of gray inside that to give it the illusion of being deeper. All right, so the last thing we got to do is the power sword. I guess we'll do some touch-up black real quick and then do the power sword. We gotta find the color we want to use for the power sword, so I'm gonna mute for a second. Bright blue, that's the plan. I just gotta make sure which blue I use to make it look right. Because I want it to really pop. I want... for all the time I put into everything else on her, I want when you look at her, the first thing you see to be that power sword. There we go. There we go. Master Sword 2.0. Riser Sword, yeah. I think we're pretty much good on all that. I think she's looking pretty good. We'll put a little bit more black on this here just to make the ammo pouch separate from the gun. Get a darker color. And then as much as I like those in white, I think I'm going to make the strings black. So they're a different color than everything else, but they're not quite so mucky. And also because they're not just like twine, right? They're actual metal. They're a monofilament wire. Yeah, I like that a lot, actually. I do kind of wish I'd use more gold, like on the tip of it, and maybe we'll come back over it real quick with some gold. It'll still look pretty grimy, but these girls, they live to fight. They love to fight. So I don't think grimy's a problem when it comes to their stuff. I don't think that is a thing they would be upset about if something was grimy. Make the horns of it that grimy gold too. There we go. Yeah, I think once that dries, that's going to look really nice. All right. Now it's time to check our blues here. I feel like the Achelian blue, or I'm sorry, it says it's Achelian green, but you're going to see it's way more blue. Is going to be the color we want to go with here. That looks really good. Our other option, I should probably just use different brushes so I don't have to clean every brush off every time. All right, our other option is Aethermatic blue, which is a lot lighter, but might look better for a power sword. Let's see. Oh, I'm afraid that might just wash out with the white, because it's not very thick. Let's see. I think that might just wash out. But I'm afraid the Achelian blue is going to be a little too thick. Yeah, it's not going to be thick enough. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a little bit of the Aethermatic blue underneath it. And then maybe we put a little bit of a... Actually, it's looking pretty nice. I think it's just unfortunately not thick enough of a paint, but I really like the texture. I am the bone of my sword, huh? I really like the wave effect. I just wish that it was a thicker paint. So we're gonna go back over it a little bit with this other blue, because unfortunately I think it's always gonna look too thin. I don't even know how many coats I would have to apply before it really popped. And I have a preference for this because I've painted power swords before. Which is right here. Really happy with how they turned out. But I don't remember which blue I used. Romanji version? Yeah. Might have been the Pteranodon turquoise. I would say that I would read all that out for you, Will, but I might get canceled if I do. People think that I'm trying to be racist. That is definitely the one that I used. I really like the way it mixes with the pre-existing one. It gives us a really nice color. I used to do live letter translations for FF14 here on the channel, and I would have some people that would be like, he can't understand Japanese. Well, I mean, I can, I don't speak it fluently. Conversational Japanese. That's the best I got. I really like the way that turned out. Make it a little bit thicker in a couple places. Trying to cover up all the excess gray. I really like how that turned out. Once it dries, it should really pop. But, you know what we're going to do now? We're going to do something really clever now. We're going to do some edge highlighting with the Aethermatic Blue. Yes. Oh, I just knocked it over. I am the bone of my sword. Fire is my body. No, steel is my blood. Fire is my blood. It's right there in front of me, and I still couldn't say it. Karada wa tsurugi dekiteiru. I've never actually heard it in Japanese, because even in the sub, that's where like I do the voice, because that's how he sounds when he does it. We're gonna do some edge highlighting here with the Aethermatic Blue. I think this is gonna look really nice once we have that on there. I might actually go back over all my old power swords, depending on how this turns out. I think it just gives it that little bit extra glossy effect. We shall see. Alright. Now we're just waiting to see how it dries. And we have a Sister Superior. I messed up on her face again, but we have a Sister Superior. Other than the eyes, I'm really happy with how she turned out. I've only been able to get one set of eyes right so far, it seems. We just have one left of our Sisters Kill team. Just one to go. And I think we go ahead and get started on her tonight, but I don't think we try to finish her tonight. I think we just get like one color done and then call it. But I really like the way that power sword looks. I think going back over edge highlighting that really made it pop. When you compare it to my old power swords, they're not bad, but that edge highlighting definitely looks great. All right, let's grab the last sister. And I do have more sisters that need to be painted. Like I said, it's my girlfriend's army that she never gets to play because she's always at work. But that wasn't me complaining, just clarify. Just any facts. She's going to watch this later. But no, there's plenty more sisters to paint, but this will be the end of the kill team. This is the last person we need for the kill team. And then we'll start on our next kill team. Might be Tyranids, might be Death Guard. We'll see. And of course, next week we're going to be starting building the Amazing Red Warrior. All right. I think let's do the reds and then call her done today, because I don't want to try and get into all the blacks, and I'll have a steadier hand to do the blacks next time. Let's do the reds, and then we're going to call it. I'm actually feeling better now, chat, but I know that Coffin Fit can hit any time, and then I'll go back to sounding terrible. Such is life. Before we stop, we'll look back in on that power sword. I wish I had the time that we could paint and build every week, you know? because I really do enjoy doing both. But we'd also run out of things to build way faster, which would just give me an excuse to buy more Gunpla. But, you know. Unlimited Blade Works. I really need to watch that movie at some point. I've heard very good things about it. That's hell you're walking into. I really like that song, Last Stardust, even though I haven't seen the movie. Stardust. So at some point I should probably watch the movie. I need to rewatch Fate Stay Night because they like re-released it, right? With like updated graphics and everything. Graphics is not the word. Updated visuals. And do a review on it because I really did love it my first watch. It's got a lot of problems, but the problems are not the problems that people give it credit for all the time. Like, people get really mad about people die if they are killed. But, like, in context, that's a really normal thing to say, you know? Like, he's trying to remind somebody of the circumstances of their decisions when they're trying to ignore all the circumstances of their decisions. So, like, yeah, out of context, it's a really dumb line. But in context, it makes sense. All right. That's the Flesh Tearers red. Now we'll grab the Blood Angels red, and then we'll call it tonight. And before we call it, we'll check back in on our Power Sword and see how it looks. I will get better at painting these small models' faces as we go, but I definitely wish that more models were of the size that the Custodes are, because their faces were so much easier to paint. Like, look at how much bigger his head is than hers. 3 movies now? Well, all right. Guess I need to watch all 3 then. I get caught up on Witch from Mercury too. I think for somebody who had a very unsteady hand tonight, despite the many mistakes that I made, that Superior don't look half bad. All right. There's our reds. Okay. Wash this brush off. Check on our Power Sword. Of course, next week we'll be building the Amazing Red Warrior. Very excited to start building that kit. And then 2 weeks from now, Emmer's great. I need to see it and check it out. 2 weeks from now, we'll come back and we'll finish this sister off. And then we'll go back over the whole kill team and see who needs touch-ups where. But let's check in on our Power Sword. I think it looks a little muddy. I really don't like this spot right here. I think we need just a little bit more of the Aethermatic blue. Try and help it pop. I want to put a little bit too much of the other on there. We just highlight it like so. enough times with this. We don't want to get so many coats of paint on there that it's like looking bad, but do want it to shine a little bit. And I think once it dries now, I think we'll get that shine. We're taking care of that spot for the most part that was bothering me. All right, I'm actually going to take this one here and do just a little bit of that on the outside edge here, just to make it shine a little more while we got it out. Make it glisten a bit. All right. Well, thanks everybody for coming out to watch. As always, appreciate you, Will, Roxanne, being in the chat. Any of our lurkers, appreciate y'all. And, you know, those who watch later, appreciate y'all too. We're going to be back Monday with MMO Mondays. Hopefully be able to continue the story. We'll be back Tuesday with a regular podcast. Already have some big updates on some stuff. Wednesday, we'll be back with Runger's Assignment. Thursday, we'll be back with the Full Spectrum TTRPG podcast. And then, you know, Friday, we'll paint some amazing Red Warrior. Build some amazing Red Warrior. Thanks again, everybody, coming out. Didn't get any uploads done today because I couldn't really record. I was saving my voice for tonight. But hopefully, get some stuff going up next week. So, thanks everybody again for coming out. And until next time, I've been Trey. This has been the Full Spectrum. Look at how awesome that power sword's looking now. Really did pop with that extra layer of highlight. And until next time, I've been Trey. This has been the Full Spectrum. Remember to always enjoy the Full Spectrum. The painting minis has to offer.